Hey, what's going on, guys? Sorry for the late start here. Sheets is not available today, but I am here. I just was running a little bit late, so getting things started a little bit later than I had originally planned. Okay, so we went through the slate earlier. I'm not sure how many of you guys watched the video. I'm going to run some builds here with SaberSim and see what they give us. I'm not playing many lineups tonight, just a couple little ones. It's actually a pretty decent slate. I think there's a lot of different ways to go. But I'm gonna keep. Let's start off with a SaberSim build, and then I'll talk about what I'm doing while it's sort of loading here. Let's just change a couple things so we can do it. What's the closest to the number? Clarity 22 is not going to make much of a difference, and 14. We'll do that. All right. So build lineups. Here we go. Oops, I didn't set this at Sims, so I don't know what I set this for actually. So let's just see what it gives us. I thought I was just doing the optimizer, but I guess I'm doing the Sims. Let's see what it gives us, and then let's try to add a simulation setting here that I don't have set up right now. So we'll set up another one. Basically, I'm going to be all about the Yankees and Blue Jays today. That's just where I'm at. I think that there is a lot of stacks you could make good cases for. Those are the two that I find myself gravitating towards the most. I'm going to go to knuckleball, not the knuckleball actually today. We're going to go to the, what is it, the bat flip, right? Where's the bat flip? Oh, I always have trouble finding it. It's going to be Yankees and Blue Jays for me. I'm going to actually mix in pieces from Tampa Bay. And my top two pitchers are no shocker going to be the top two projected, Flaherty and Pepio. I don't mind taking a shot on Spence. I don't mind taking a shot on Yariel Rodriguez. And I don't mind taking a shot on Jameson Taillon. Those are the five pitchers that I'm getting to. So let's see what it gives us, but I'm going to adjust this to the bat flip, unless anybody else wants to suggest another one for me to do. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Let me just find it. Why can I not get it? There we go. Okay. We're going to save it, and we're going to go for the bat flip here. But let's see what it gave us, first of all, without anything like that. And then let's see if it changes things much. So let's see our exposure. That's our pool exposure. Let's go to our overall exposure. Where is it? What is happening here? What is my brain fried? Have I lost it? I need to find this. Oh, there, it's over. I moved to the far left. So yeah, look, and that was building 20, right? Let me just see the build settings I have here. Let's build 100, and we're going to use the Sims this time. Yeah, you don't get as good of a feel, but you can see they're obviously heavy on the Pepio, Flaherty, Fried coming in next, and then stack exposure for they have. Okay, so 5-3 is most 5-3, 5-2, 4-4. Oh, a lot of 4-4 today actually, which is a little bit surprising to see. And then they've got the Angels as the top stack there. I actually don't mind some Angels. I prefer the righties to the lefties. There's a little wind blowing in from right field. Help a little more home run upset, I guess, for the righties here. Then I go Milwaukee, Cleveland. So they're really not doing anything of what I'm doing. So we're gonna load this. We're gonna rerun it, and we're gonna build 100 lineups and see what we get. Guys, if you have any questions or thoughts about any specific plays, please pop on in and go ahead and do that. I also want to remind everybody that the prices have not been raised yet because we had our man traveling. So if you're thinking about signing up, now would be the time to do it so you can get grandfathered in. Sorry about that. All right, sorry about that. So let's see what these things build. Sorry about the show being a little bit scattered, guys. I did not had a few things come up. I won't get into it that I was not expecting today. So we're going to see what SaberSim gives us, and then we're going to make some adjustments, and I'm going to show you what a build would look like that I would do. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so let's take a look. Okay, team stacks. You can see it's heavy. Still really heavy on the Angels. I don't mind the Angels for what it's worth, but I'm not quite getting there as high as myself. Let's see what they did for the pitching. They did expand it a little bit, but as you can still see, it's pretty heavy on Flaherty and a decent amount of Pepiot. Flaherty does stand out. I'm going to point out a few of the things. For those of you guys who don't use SaberSim very often, there's some really awesome stuff, and I love the strikeout expectancy. Remember, these are played out over if the game was played at 5,000 times in the simulation, and you can see the significant difference between Flaherty's strikeouts and everybody else's on the slate. In fact, even he and Pepiot just being the only ones above 6 is a big difference. I actually think getting to Nola is kind of interesting. So great question here from MJ. Is there teams that I'd cross off? So I don't know that, like, again, usually I'm not going to have to cross them off because I'm not playing the Cubs and I'm not playing. Let me just take a quick look at make sure the weather hasn't changed. Shout out to Roto Grinders for having the better lineup page than most sites. Yeah, still a little bit of wind blowing in and it's colder there. So I wouldn't be getting to any Cubs or actually I don't mind the Cubs as much, but I wouldn't be getting to any Detroit. Detroit is a team I would cross off. I think that Seattle is a team. I don't even think I'd cross Seattle off, but I would be interested to see what I get, and I would probably change the settings because I'm not necessarily loving. I'm okay with the Angels as a stack. I don't know if I want to have them in half my lineups if I was building 100. So I would like to keep that number a little bit lower. Let's put the max at 30 and see what that does. And then we're going to try something else here. Then they just spread out a little bit. They're getting the Detroit. I'm going to go Detroit 0 because I am not interested in Detroit. If they get there, so be it. For it to happen tonight, not going to happen for me. So they're going back to Cleveland. Okay, I don't mind. I don't love the idea of a full Cleveland stack going that high. Let me see for the 5-man stacks. Yeah, you can see the Cleveland's the most of them. So I would say that as far as 5-man stacks go, I'm going to go like 15 for Cleveland. That's the kind of thing I would do. I'll run one for the battery, Corey, but give me a minute here. So then we see it jumps up to Milwaukee. I don't mind the Tampa Bay idea, even though they've scored literally 3 runs in 2 games. Is that right? No, 1 run in 2 games. Yeah, 1 run in 2 games. The A's have scored 3 runs in 2 games. It's pretty ugly little series going on down there. But I personally want to get to the Yankees. So this is what I would do. And I'm not saying that this is what everybody should do. I'm gonna go higher because they're not gonna get to the Yankees because they're playing Flaherty so much. So let's go 25% on 5-man stacks. All stacks, we're going to go to Yankees, and we're going to go to 30, and we're going to go 30 for Blue Jays. That's what I like today, personally. So I'm trying to put my own spin on what I think makes sense. So there you go. They actually got to, wow, they even got to more Yankees than I thought. So I could be very comfortable going with this as a stack separator. Let's see what we got with the 5-men. The Yankees at 25% because I asked for it. Milwaukee at 22%. I actually don't mind the Milwaukee idea. I think Milwaukee and St. Louis are teams that I have on the outside looking in, but I think they're definitely interesting enough. Cleveland, I don't mind the going against Cortez, getting a little bit creative. And it's going to be very different for the battery, the ones we run, because you'll see for the single entry, they'll probably go a little different. For the 4 stacks, we've got we don't have that many 4 stacks. So it's sort of changed the stack exposure. And now we've got 55% 5-3, 28% 5-2. I think that's good for a slate 10 games or more. And it's 10-game slate, so I have no problem with going mostly 5-man stacks. If I wanted to be a little bit frisky, maybe I would say give me 10% 4-4, and maybe I would say give me 5 of each of the other 4 options. Let's just see what it gives us. I'm not going to be using this anyway. So let's see where that changes for us. Pitching, still on the Flaherty, Pepiot, got some Spence, Fried, Yariel Rodriguez, pretty much the guys that you're thinking of. I'm not getting to Cortez today at all. And then the hitting wise, just for the individual hitters, you can see they had to use the cheap Yankees because I tried to force them in. So you're going to see the cheap Yankees the most, and then you're going to get the more expensive Yankees further down the line. But that is what I'm doing. I'm going to be heavy on the Yankees and Toronto in my limited lineups. The other teams I consider, I think Philadelphia is a sneaky stack that I kind of like. I like Tampa Bay. I think you're going to have chalk when it comes to KC, but actually we're looking at less. Let me just take a look at the flagship. Where is the ownership? Let's take a look. Let's see what Sheets and Goldie. It's not even enough to where I would avoid it. So I would say both sides of the LA KC game, mostly the righties. Tampa Bay would be the stacks that I would go to after going to New York and Toronto. All right, I'm going to run one for the battery for my man Corey. Guys, please click the like button. We're doing this stuff for free, and we want to keep doing it. So We need to get the likes up all the time. So every time you come in, if you could please click that like button for us, we really appreciate it, because otherwise we are going to have to put some of these things behind a paywall, which would be fun. Actually, I could actually show you guys my exact lineups, but can't do that because I do that for the premium. I don't do that for the for the free stuff. So, all right, we're going to build. Let's just say, even though I know you can only build one, but we're going to build 5 anyway. And let's change the settings here, and we are going to delete this one. Yes, I'm going to reset all the stuff. So stack exposure, reset it, reset all stacks, reset. I think I did team stacks also. Yeah, let's reset this. And I think, let's see. Now that all of a sudden they're back to Tampa Bay again. All right, so let's go. And then we have the setting. We have to add the battery here. Okay, let's see what we've got for the battery. All right, there we go, single entry. But I'm gonna build 5 just so we have something to look at. No problem, Corey. Always happy to try and help out when we can. Again, we're just gonna build 5 and make sure that I don't have any other settings that are active. All players. It's letting me build, so it's making me feel like I reset everything over. I don't have anything there, right? I don't have anything with this. So how is it letting me rebuild? There must be something I left a setting on that I didn't realize. Oh no, we changed the 2 things. Okay, so let's do this. Let's try it again. So we're going to build the single entry ones, and then we'll get 5 options to look at, Corey. And then I'll probably get out of here just in a little bit, unless there's other questions or thoughts. But again, please click the like button. And I told you guys I'm going with the Yankees, Toronto, and then pieces of Tampa Bay. But again, I think there's a lot of viable stacks and a few that stand out astronomically today. I think the Yankees and KC I thought would have been the massive chalk, and I still think the Yankees end up more popular than they're projected. Just hard to get them in if you're playing Flaherty, Pepio. Simple as that. All right, so we're getting the battery one out of 5,000. I probably should just run it out of 2,000 or so. Excuse me. And I'll get my golf stuff in the golf Discord up a little bit later for what my exposures look like. Got a pretty good idea of what I'm doing over there now, so we will check that out. And come on, let's get it going. All right, so let's take a look. We're not going to mess around with menu uniques because remember you're only playing one. So let's see. They'd have a mixture of, wow, they spread out quite a bit for only 5 lineups. Okay, so Flaherty with either Fried, Taillon, Rodriguez, or Spence. Interesting that they're not going for Pepio in the single entry. That's a little bit odd to me. I'm not exactly sure why that would be the case. Then let's look at the team stacks. Milwaukee, Tampa Bay, New York, St. Louis, LAA. I'm in on all those teams. I think all of those are very viable. I like the Yankees the best. I've mentioned it over and over again. But I think those are all, or the Yankees and Toronto. But I think those are all extremely viable. And again, I really like this Tampa Bay thing. So you can see the exposure for players. They got to the Tampa Bay as well. And I like that quite a bit. So that's where we're at. So that's basically all I have for this slate. I don't really have a whole lot more to talk through. You know, with baseball, unless there's both of us doing it, it's really not a whole lot to usually add in the afternoon after the morning, because you kind of have it figured out. There's a few lineups that were different. So make sure you keep an eye on everything. What lineups do we still have left? We have the Dodgers. We still need the Dodgers, which may have come out while I was on air. Let's see what we've got here. No, Dodgers lineup did come out. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Teoscar, Lux, Smith, Muncy, Edman, Rojas, pretty much what we expected. And then the A's came out as well, which we knew. So we just need the Tampa Bay and the Seattle lineups. I think are the only 2 remaining that we don't have. Anyway, I'll be in Discord if any questions come up. We really appreciate all you guys. Love that we're growing. Got some cool new stuff happening for NFL. Got some cool new stuff happening for hockey. We're going to be adding members to the team, it looks like, and we're excited about that. So get ready for some better content, some more well, I don't know about better. How can you get better than this guy? No, I'm just kidding. But I would encourage people to tune in sometimes for one of those sweat shows. Sheets had a lot of action going on. We both won money last night, so it made it more fun. But Sheets took down a tennis tournament. He took down a baseball tournament. He almost took down the lottery on FanDuel also. Ended up second in that one. So a lot of fun on those nights where we do have the live sweats. We're going to be doing more of that for the football season. We're also going to be doing after lock stuff. So like in between football games for the late swaps, like 3 Eastern. I'm going to start doing a 3 Eastern even if it's just for 15 minutes, just to let you guys know what I'm late swapping to, show you guys how to do it for those of you who aren't familiar. And just adding a bunch of cool new things. We're also going to be doing a coaching roundtable for anyone who's interested. I know that some of our members had a really good experience with Brandon on that. We had another, the people who have done it have all made a bunch of money. So I would suggest if you're a member of the site in our Discord, try to tag us and say, tag myself, tag Goldie, tag any of us, but make sure to tag me and say, hey, set me up. I'll try to tag Brandon. Set me up for the next roundtable show. Even if you're doing really well or whatever, we just want to go through it and talk about how we each analyze things. It's very different for each Brandon, Sheets, and I, but we have a lot of experience in coaching other people. I mean, I taught Sheets how to play initially, and amongst hundreds of others when I worked with Roto Grinders. Brandon is an expert, and I think you could learn a lot, and I think it's going to be helpful for other people to view as well. And like I said, everyone who seems to go on it goes on a heater, so you may want to join that. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Good luck, and we'll be in the Discord if you guys have any problems. Go Rody this weekend. Take down the million at the DK Live final for Team TrueDFS.